Okay, so I just went back and checked, and yes, the audio is there, so I'm so happy because I'm like, ah. All right, so wrapping this up, this will be my last video. There is plenty, and the word plenty, I was enjoying just how also with words, mother, that the th felt very authoritative and or like respectable. I don't know, I was like getting certain frequency energetics from the sounds and words. So mother, father, it's like a respect, sort of. Interesting. But there is plenty, and I am well resourced, so I may not currently have so much tangible money to spend, but I am well resourced. I have so many connections in my life that I have cultivated through the years, and because I respect and love people and I'm genuine and I have integrity, I have been able to cultivate several connections that if I needed help, they would help me. If I needed help and they could help, they would help me. I am so well resourced. I have so many resources at my disposal. And to know that even though money in its tangible form currently is not in hand, but it's coming, but I have everything I need. I can be supplied with help at any point in time. Shall I need it? I can just ask. So, I could not human for hours. At the end, they had us write letters to the universe, the limiting beliefs and aspects of relationships we wanted to change. And they wanted us to put them in the fire at the end. Well, I could not fucking come back to Earth. I was still in between dimensions. Literally, I was like stuck where I was like, wait, you want me to people now? I was not a people. I was not ready. And they didn't let me not human. I was like, they'll just let me lay here. They didn't just let me lay here. So much patience, because I did not want to move, and she worked so hard with me. This woman Esther, the one with the very strange angelic voice, she was like, you have to, but like, I will help you, I can walk you over there, like whatever you need. It took so much resistance, and I was like, I'm so sorry, thank you for your patience. Even saying words was not super easy, so she got me into the circle. And then they chose me to go first, even though I was having such a hard time being a fucking human, that I was like, I ended up saying, you guys suck. I said this to the healing staff and the shaman. But they like forced me. I had to talk about my letters, and I had to throw them in the fire, and it felt like it was never going to end, because there was so much to do and say and talk about. And I struggled so hard, but I did it. And I could not come back. I had a hard time, like I couldn't hear people speaking. So like everyone else in the group had to share, and then they were talking, and so like words didn't mean anything to me. I couldn't compute words. It was very hard to like, if I like I said, those faces, I was like, what are you, words, what do they compute, what do they mean? I was high up until like actually it was like almost 10 o'clock the next day by the time I ate, and I still was a little high. And then, which I don't think is normal. Other people didn't have that experience. I think I was just so far gone. A part of me the night before I went to bed was like, am I going to be able to human again? Like, am I just like attuned to this frequency? And like, this is just it? And I was like, no, Kayla, no. She wouldn't do that to you. Ayahuasca would not do that to you. So yeah, I was high as shit, and I could not move for a long time, and I needed water so bad. So much water, and I needed food, because they don't let you eat too much because you want to be clean. You don't want to purge a lot. I mean, you don't want to purge more than necessary. You want to purge if you need to, but if you have a lot of food in your system, or heavy food, you're going to have a harder time. And so, yeah. Are you thirsty? I think people are thirsty for life, thirsty for what really matters: emotions, feeling, expansion, discomfort. Like, you think you don't like discomfort, but you keep manifesting it, right? People don't know how to be bored. They don't want to be bored. So guess what? They manifest drama. They manifest things to worry over and stress over, because they can't just be content. People don't like being content. And being content is only okay for a little while, and then you need something new. So are you thirsty? What are you thirsty for? try to manifest the beautiful things, right? I mean, there's always balance, but anyways, one of the biggest compliments, I've gotten several compliments since I've been here, which is, I love them because I'm always the one giving compliments, always. But I've gotten several compliments of, oh my God, are you a dancer? You're so graceful. You are so graceful. As I tripped. And she was like, she said something about me being graceful. And I thought she was joking. She's like, no, like the way you walk and the way you carry yourself and the way you move your hands, you know, like you're so graceful. And I was like, oh, thank you. You know, my voice is beautiful. My energy is beautiful. After the second experience last night, they were like, your face is different. Wow, you carry so much light. You're like, they saw a difference in my face apparently, which I still wasn't back on earth quite yet. But one of my favorite parts was when I was struggling the most at the end of the ceremony, when everything was over and everyone stood up and they could go to bed if they wanted. Last night. Was it last night? No, the night before. Arturo, which is the shaman, the beautiful shaman, he came over and I didn't even know it was him. I just like I said, I couldn't see. I could see, but not, it wasn't computing. And so I could see white fabric and I was like, well, all three men were wearing very light fabric, so I don't know who this is. And he was like, are you okay? Like, what do you need? How are you doing? And I was like, I think I'm okay. I'm good. Like, I just can't do much, but I'm good. I told him I was between dimensions and he like giggled and was like, yes, I can see that. And then he hugged me. He offered me a hug and said, he told me he loved my energy. And coming from the shaman who like, I didn't have one-on-one, like too much interaction with one-on-one. For him to tell me that he like loved my energy and I could feel the truth in his voice. And like, he smiled when he said I couldn't see him, but I could hear the smile in his voice. That was a huge compliment. It's a very big compliment. It was beautiful. So, tell people you trust them. They need to hear it. I feel like the trust is so lacking and it's almost trendy to I don't trust anyone. You know, whatever. Okay, that's you. I want to choose to trust. And then I also give trust. I give trust until you prove to me I can't trust you. So if you trust somebody, if you tell them that is that's very strong. It's very akin to I love you. It's almost stronger to some people. I trust you. It's very strong. The orb weaver. So I told you insects was very, oh, there's a tag. Very influential for my experience. I keep rocking the table. The orb weaver, so connected to the divine and the DMT of the universe, the organic Wi-Fi, that they create webs, right? That are so sacred geometry, perfect, right? The orb weaver, and the spiders represent the divine feminine, which is connected to the magic, right? And we are all, especially women, we are all orb weavers, weaving our own web of our manifestations in our universe. So your web is like your story and your life and the way it plays out. And so if you're mindful and you cultivate good things and you prioritize healing, I have something way, you prioritize healing and you work on yourself and find attunement and refine your energy, you will orchestrate the most beautiful web possible. But it's those who are in disharmony and who, you know, feed their body trash and who trash their minds by thinking such a negative. They let their negative thoughts run rampant. They let their critic, their inner critic, I call it the naysayer, the one that's like, you couldn't do that. Don't fucking kid yourself. You know, the either your parents or a teacher or friends or whoever it was that put you down or made you small and made you doubt yourself. That voice became your naysayer, and that voice is not to be trusted. That is not you. And all that does is cut you down and make you small, make you weak and disconnected. So control your inner naysayer. I woke up the next morning still elevated. And in my sleep, oh yeah, the first night I slept 3 hours. Well, I went to bed around, I didn't get to sleep till about 5 and I woke up at 7 something. So I got less than 3 hours of sleep. Plus, when I was sleeping, I was still high. So I was in like a fever dream of ayahuasca where I could still feel the medicine and like I was dreaming, but I couldn't like retain any of the dreams. But it was all like medicine. I could feel her still working on me as I was sleeping. And I woke up at 7, so I got like less than 2 hours of sleep. I don't know how I functioned, and I was still high. Second night after ayahuasca, and I could still feel its effects. So last night, I did not have ayahuasca. Ayahuasca was 2 nights ago, this experience that I'm talking about. And I could still feel her influence in my dreams. She was still working on me. I still feel her in my blood. I was told too that if I want to tap into the frequencies of that, the DMT that's naturally here, just to do the, like the bug thing, the shaking, the gyrating of, it reminds me of a bug, I don't know, an insect, that will help bring me back in attunement with that higher frequency. But yeah, so I woke up with a lot of gunk in my eyes because I think I'm purifying. My body's like kicking out anything it doesn't need. I feel amazing. I feel so open. So before this, I had shoulder and neck injuries from 11/11, from being like tight, closed off, sad, emotions. Everything in my body was very tight up here. That's where I carry my stress. I was very protected for a long time, so it brought me in. And through this experience with the ayahuasca, like making me move and like swaying to the music, I like almost impulsively have to sway to the music. And the yoga, through the Taj Mahal, through like facing all this stuff, through just letting myself take in as much as I can, my body feels so much more open and relaxed. And I have to keep cultivating this. If I don't keep cultivating this when I go home, it'll slowly probably get worse. So I'm gonna have to figure out ways and like actually put in the work and the discipline and the willingness, because I came from the Taj Mahal last night. It's like, okay, you have the healing. Do you have the willingness to take it forward and continue? Yes, I do. I want to because I want to continue to feel more amazing and to bring like more fruit into my life. So that is all I have. It's quite a bit, but I love you, whoever's listening. I had an amazing experience, and I look forward to all the beautiful things that life is about to grant me.